From the Watergate building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now here are Hotline editors Amy Walter and John Mercurio.
Welcome to Hotline TV. I'm Amy Walter.
And I'm John Mercurio. Well, it looks like change is in the air, as both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton will begin airing television ads today called Change.
Oh.
First, let's take a look at the Obama ad, which will air in Iowa.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
When he passed Illinois' most sweeping ethics reforms in a generation, it wasn't to win favors from political insiders. When he passed laws to reveal federal spending online and force lobbyists to disclose campaign fundraising, it wasn't to score points with the powers in Washington. It was because Barack Obama believes government should work for people. And together we can make that happen.
If you join me, we're going to take our country back.
And here's Hillary's Change ad, which will air in Iowa and New Hampshire beginning tomorrow.
We will change things in this country because we want it, because we have one candidate who spent her life fighting for it, standing up for our families, our children, our veterans. We will end this war. We will give health coverage to everyone. We will be energy independent. If we have the will, she has the strength. If we have the conviction, she has the experience. If we're ready for change, she's ready to lead.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
So John, what do you think about this, besides the fact that it gets that David Bowie song, should change is stuck in your head?
Yeah, obviously they both support change. It's nice to hear that in the Democratic side, at least you've got Obama, Hillary, and Edwards and Richardson and Dodd and Biden, all of them supporting the issue of change, which is a very important issue in the 2008.
Yeah, they're really going out on a limb there, supporting change.
But if you honestly though, if you look beneath the surface, you've got Obama in his ad going after the fact that he was, heavy. He was very aggressive on the issue of ethics, very aggressive against lobbying. I think he says, quote, he wasn't trying to score points with the powers in Washington. This is aimed at his overall message against Hillary Clinton. I thought her ad was maybe a little bit issues heavy. She went after energy independence, stopping the war, when what I think she was really just trying to do was make the point about experience. And that's, I think, the best clip in there is when the narrator, the voiceover, is talking about how she has the experience. And she's in the ad going, nodding, yes, I have the experience.
Just like that, just a nod.
Which is just like that. She's even got the hand there. So I think that's important. She's talking about fighting. She's, she's still, I think, trying to get the point across that she's the fighter, that she's been there for all the battles that Democrats have had to fight.
Yeah, and look, the bottom line is what I think the difficulty in trying to make Hillary Clinton out to be the status quo candidate, even though yes she's polarizing, yes she has the baggage of her last name, but when you see her in those ads and you see her on TV as the only woman in the sea of men, right, on the dais during debates, when you see her in her ads there as a female running for president, just as the messenger, she conveys change, right? In the same way Barack Obama does, but it in that sense, it allows her to make that case that she still can be changed and make it believable, as opposed to somebody
on that level. I agree with you, but I think that if there is any woman in this country in politics right now who to at least a part of the Democratic Party and definitely a large part of the Republican Party does not represent change, it's Hillary Clinton. So she can't just rest on this idea that because she's a woman, she brings a new identity
I'm just
to
saying that I
politics.
think no, absolutely. But what that is to say is that to run a campaign that says I am an experienced change agent, right? Which is what she's trying to do, but that it makes the change argument not totally unbelievable. And that's where, I think that's where it is. There are some people who, if they could try to make the case, well, I'm for change. If a Joe Biden tried to make that case, or a Chris Dodd who'd been in Washington forever, white guys with white hair, that is a very difficult argument to make in terms of the believability factor.
Sure.
So
I think it's a smart. I think it's a smart strategy. I think it's a very. I think it could be a very risky strategy. I mean, you're always taking a gamble when you defend the system. When you talk about yourself as being somebody who can work within the system, and that I think is the big risk that she takes.
Except that for most voters, I know we're supposed to be wrapping up, but I'll say this, for most voters, the idea about taking on lobbyists and special interests, I mean, I think that rings, the bell for a whole bunch of good government types and a certain segment of voters. But for most of them, really what they want is who's somebody who's going to be able to win and who looks like they are the most presidential of the bunch. And that's still where I think Obama is going to have trouble in terms of defining himself as the experienced candidate. I know he's obviously trying to use the word judgment to replace the word experience, but that may be a bigger hurdle to overcome. So,
all right, looks like we're out of time for today. Please join us next time on Hotline TV.
I'm Hillary Clinton.
I'm Barack Obama,
and I approve this message.